Hey everyone, it's me, it's Michael B. And this is for P-Dubs, who dared me to say this. Welcome to the Arcade 1-Up Show. Or something along those lines, he said. They always give me such a hard time saying this is too Arcade 1-Up for their taste, I guess. But not really, that's not the right term. They just say it's predominantly Arcade 1-Up, so it's a weekly Arcade 1-Up show. But it's my show, I talk about what I'm interested in. So anyways, tonight's episode should be super duper fun. Oh yeah, I've got a story for you guys. I got in some trouble this past week. For those of you who follow me on social media or follow my posts that I make on YouTube, I bought another cabinet and I wasn't supposed to, and I got in a lot of trouble. So we're going to talk about that because it wasn't just this. It's been building up for a while, and it's time. Really maybe I'm a little bit addicted. I'm certainly out of room again, so we're going to talk about that. But before we get started, I want to say hello to a couple people here in the chat. I saw Bones Jackson a lot earlier. Ness Addict, is Mike in the doghouse? Yes, very much so. Scott Gray, it's okay. Mike, my wife doesn't let me buy anything. I just embezzle my own money. Scott Gray is hilarious, by the way. Mango's here. Adam 12. Alfred Berger, Brad O'Connell. Brad, congratulations on the win on P-Dub's birthday stream earlier, brother. Coin Worker, I asked my wife, hopefully she'll join me. Jason, I have 10 arcades so far, I'd like 5 more. Actually, that's exactly what I have, not counting my pinballs, not counting my II arcade or my Legends All. I have a lot of arcades, don't I? Not sure if I should pull the trigger on NBA Jam. I love NBA Jam. I find there's not as many people playing it as there used to be. It's a little harder to find a game. Now, mainly, I'll find a game if I go on and I'm talking to a friend and we decide we're going to play together. So, I mean, if you know people that have NBA Jam, yeah, absolutely. So, I've got ACS Rocks Esports, hello. Sailor Chibi, Anti-Calgary. I saw Conti in here earlier. Raymond Reed. Gene G, hi Gene G, RB 1033, Ritual Dello. Who else do we got? Rainwater Games, Jeff, how are you, brother? Ness Addict, of course, you're here. Thank you so much, my friend. Ryan Gerber, Steve Victoria, Jolly Green, what's happening, Jolly Green? Buffalo Bill Forager. What's happening? I love that name. Skynet, Dan Z, Matthew Brookshire, Jeffrey Robinson, Jeffrey Witt. Did you see my pickup from last Friday? Original Punch-Out? That is dope, man. Could you fit some in the bathroom? I'm working on that. Mario, how's it going, Mario? How's the Arcade 1-Up Pac-Man Legacy treating you, brother? I mentioned, someone said to me as a joke earlier, they were like, oh, well, there's always room in the kitchen. And I was like, oh, yeah. Robo Grunt, DG Imagery, how's it going? Honestly, if I could fit a cocktail cabinet in my kitchen, like I was explaining, and I was like, just like Pizza Hut, you know? You eat, and then you play some games. So, I'll leave a little bit of time, but before we get started with my story about why I'll probably be sleeping on the couch for the next, I know, where is Hollywood Polo? I hope he's okay. Space Invaders goes in the bathroom. There's the answer. My wife doesn't yet know my arcade plans. So before I get started with my stories, I want to hear from you guys. I've seen a lot of people came with Punch-Out and Super Punch-Out. That's really cool. I know a lot of people have posted on my comment talking about their own experience. And before I say anything, my wife's an absolute saint. I've seen comments, and I've been that way all my life, like where you see that comment, like it's either me or your video game collection. Michael B., what game do you really want from Arcade 1-Up? Lewis, what game I really want from Arcade 1-Up is Robotron with the Robotron art on the outside. That's what I want. Probably more than anything right now. Donkey Kong, of course. WrestleFest, of course. But what I think is more realistic and what we can get and I really want is Robotron 2084. And thank you so much for being here, Lewis. Jeff Rule, Patrick Blank, Robert Timpson. I'm getting Outrun tomorrow. Outrun is dope. I'll talk about that in a minute. But my wife is a saint. Very patient. Wonderful woman. I've always talked about it. I've been a video game player my whole life. And you see the meme going around all the time, like it's either me or your video games. Honestly, if I had a partner like that, I just wouldn't have a partner. My wife is the best. She's so supportive. But, I mean, come on, guys. How many arcades have I bought? You've seen it. I might have a bit of a problem, so I can understand why she's a little bit frustrated. But I want to hear from you guys. Has there been a point where your significant other, your partner, has come to you and said, all right, guys, enough is enough? Or is this not really a problem? Like, are you mainly a multi-K person? Like, do you enjoy the At Games Legends Ultimate? Did you build your own? Do you have modded arcade 1-ups and just you don't have a problem with the multi-arcades? Or what about even classic arcade collectors? I know a guy here locally. I went to university with him, and he started collecting arcade games, and his house is blocked with arcade games. And someone told me the other day, I can't confirm it, that him and his wife actually split up over it. She couldn't handle his arcade hobby and just up and left. My wife is the devil. Heated shed. Arcade leaked out of the spare room into the hallway, into the lounge, and into the living room. Yeah, Cammy, I hear that. I don't have a partner because I suck. No, that's not true, Zohar. You could have a partner. It doesn't have anything to do with you suck. You just got to find the right person. Not a problem. I'm single. Yeah, a lot of people say that. Shotgun Sean, I don't know if he'll show up tonight, but I don't know if Shotgun Sean has a partner or not, but his whole house is a game room. It's incredible. She always says enough is enough, but you're stopped me. Yes, I agree, Zohar, you are great. We do love you. My girlfriend says I need AA, Arcades Anonymous, but in reality, she's really supportive and loves it. About 10 arcade machines in 3 weeks. Wow! That's crazy, Matthew, but like I've never done 10 in 3 weeks. That's kind of why I'm in trouble. I bought 5 in 3 weeks. 6 in 3 weeks. That's why I'm in big trouble. I have had friends get divorced over wives disliking a nerdy hobby. I had an ex-girlfriend who used to like really get down on me about gaming and stuff like that, and out. Sling Spade, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for being here and joining me. I'd have nothing else to do Monday night. Wrestling isn't as fun as it used to be anymore, so you guys are perfect entertainment and relationship, I guess you would call it, a Monday night now for me instead of watching wrestling. Well, welcome to the Let's Feel for Zohar Hour. I'll take it. 6 in 3 weeks is a lot, right? Yeah, it is a lot. We'll get into it when we get to story time. Well, I'm selling my Star Wars sit-down before I even open it, so that frees up some space for more arcades. That's one thing I gotta say, like the sit-down arcades, they're smaller, so it drives my OCD nuts, but also that bench takes up a lot of extra space. Like I had to put it very strategically in my arcade to make the sit-down bench work. I'm going to have to buy a larger house. I'm looking at doing that too. Wrestling sucks, Jamie says. I like wrestling. Always have. I actually used to wrestle. I used to be an independent wrestler. I never got anywhere, but... Brad O'Connell says, my first divorce was when I built my DIY arcade. Really? We are all just here for Zohar comments. Who's not? My wife put me on a 6-cab limit. I had to put it in writing. 4 classic arcades, a bubble hockey, and a multicade. Rented a storage unit so I can have a rotation. Oscar, that's smart, man. Alex Slarock says, my wife is the best. She don't game, but she super loved the look of an at-home arcade. Encouraged me to expand it. That's awesome. 1,000 Star, it's hard to say. It's hard to limit how many arcades you should have. I had that problem with arcade sticks. Yeah, there's different people that collect different things. My girlfriend gets annoyed sometimes, but she ends up playing the arcades a lot, Mario says. I tease about arcade 1-ups, but I'd have more if I had more room. I'm also only about 3 months into this hobby and already have 2. It is hard, man. Like, I just tell my wife I won my Kebs mark. I know, we talked about that. I can't tell her that. She knows the difference. Was the Game Genie your wrestling name? No, I used to be a big Chris Jericho fan when I was younger, and he called himself one time the Paragon of Virtue, so I thought it was a fun name. I love guys like the Nature Boy Ric Flair, and I went with that. The Paragon of Virtue, Mike Burry. Went with my real name, also the Ric Flair thing. Show the wives, rotate away. My wife loves the arcade. So I'll tell you guys my story here now. Like, you've all heard about how I started buying arcade 1-ups. Even the first one. When I first got the original Street Fighter, my wife was like, do you really need that? But I've always wanted to have an arcade in my house. And when the original Street Fighter came out, that seemed like the one that most resonated with me from my youth out of what was available. So I went and picked it up and I said, I have one arcade. And then we didn't get Wave 2 in here in Canada, so, nothing really prompted me to go back and get anything else. I always saw them in the stores, and I was always really interested, but I stopped myself from going back because I knew my wife was already annoyed about the first one. So, lo and behold, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comes out. And I always blame RGT85 for getting me into this hobby, because if you remember in the earlier days of Arcade 1-Up, I mean, he made videos on everything. He pretty much picked up everything. I loved watching Sean's stuff, and once he did his review of Turtles, I was like, I'm done. We didn't get it at the same time as in the US. You guys got it a little bit ahead of us. So I had seen his review and saw some other people's reviews, and then went and... it was a lot of money here in Canada. It was $5.49 here in Canada plus tax. And at the time, I wasn't making a lot of big purchases. But my entire family, everybody chipped in and bought me Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it was at that point when I realized how much I enjoyed having Turtles and Street Fighter 2 in my house that the addiction started. And it is an addiction. 100%. 100% it is an addiction for me. I know that. Because the minute I got Turtles and started enjoying that, Mortal Kombat was out, and I was like, man, I can't imagine, Kid Mike realizing that he could have a Mortal Kombat cabinet in his house, Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet. So then I started selling off stuff in my house to get the money together to get Mortal Kombat 2, and I did. I went out and got Mortal Kombat 2, but, the only way I could justify it with my wife at the time, because we were trying to be very, very frugal at the time, was I'm selling off other stuff to get this because I really want it. And then as soon as I saved up the money to get Mortal Kombat 2, I also found a way to get Final Fight. So I ended up buying 2 of those games at the exact same time. So I was up to 4. And then my wife was like, that's it. This hobby's gone on too much. And then the pandemic happened. And for some reason, when the pandemic was happening, we were home, we weren't going out, we weren't buying takeout, we weren't spending as much money, and I started saving all this money. I had all this extra money that I would usually spend going back and forth to work, other things like that. And I wanted to get Star Wars, and my wife was like, no, this has gone too far, like, you've got too much. I waited and waited, and finally I had to convince her by agreeing that I would redo our stairs. I said, listen, I can save a bunch of money. We don't need to pay someone. I'll redo the stairs ourselves. So I took out our carpeted stairs and took out the actual stair treads and put in hardwood stairs, and me and my father actually built up the stairs, and it was like the worst thing we ever did. If you ever have an opportunity to pay someone to redo your staircase as opposed to you doing it yourself, always pay somebody. It was the worst mistake I ever made. But because I did that, just drop a cup on your wife like you did with the dog. Yes, Kev, great. Because I built the stairs, my wife agreed to let me go out and buy Star Wars. So there's number 5. So I got Star Wars. Loved it. Was going crazy playing it. Moved my arcades out into my new arcade room, and I had all this extra space. And I was like, I'm really digging Star Wars. And up until Star Wars, I was just buying games that were from my past. But now that I've got Star Wars, I'm getting really interested in getting older arcade cabinets like Star Wars. So the Pac-Man 40th was coming out, and I was like, well, I kind of need that. So then I told my wife I was thinking about getting it. She got mad at me. She was like, stop telling me you're not going to get it. You're going to get it. Make up your mind. You're going to get it one way or another. So then I pre-ordered Pac-Man. Pac-Man came. And she was like, so that's good, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Then NBA Jam was coming out. And then the rest of the Super Game Room dudes were like, oh, we're all getting NBA Jam. So then I went and pre-ordered NBA Jam. Around the same time, also, my sister-in-law needed her stairs redone. So I went over and redid her stairs as a favor. But she ended up paying me for it. And I got that money, and I was like, hey, you know what's a good idea to do with that? I'm going to buy Marvel Superheroes because there's one here locally. So, yeah, it started to ramp up really quickly last summer. And you guys know, then over the summer, I found a used Rampage. I found Centipede. And my wife was pretty good with everything up until Centipede. I think when I got Centipede, that was Arcade 1-Up number 11 for me. Arcade 1-Up number 11. And it was at that point my wife said, this is too much now. She said, you're not even buying them to enjoy them. You're buying them. And then the minute you get them, you're already thinking about the next one. And the whole time she's telling me this, as I'm sitting there with my brand new Centipede, still in box, not even open, I was on my phone trying to figure out ways for me to get Arcade 1-Up Space Invaders. And I was like, she might be onto something here. So I kind of took a break at that point. I wasn't going to buy anything else. I convinced myself I didn't need Space Invaders, and, you know, I took a step back. But I was also keeping my eye open about all the other stuff coming out. So I knew at that point I was going to get Miss Pac-Man. I knew at that point I wanted to get Golden Axe. And I said, that's it. That's the only 2 arcades I'm going to get come, you know, wintertime. So wintertime come. And let's not also forget that this year was also the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Scarpad's Comic Tricks. Funny thing is, ask me what my wife does for a living. She's a family law lawyer, so yeah, I'm in trouble. So, anyways, let's not forget that while I took that break, the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X were coming out, and I wasn't going to get them. I was like, no, that's my money because I want the pinball tables coming up, at least Attack from Mars and the At Games Legends Pinball. I want Miss Pac-Man and Golden Axe. I can't justify buying them. But then the opportunity came up to buy them, to pre-order them, and then I ordered those 2. So I also added 2 brand new consoles this past year. Spent a lot of money on myself and a lot of money on gaming. So I was like, anyways, I got Miss Pac-Man for my birthday. I used, same as TMNT the year before, everybody chipped in, got me Miss Pac-Man. Golden Axe I paid for myself. So then I was done until pinball came out. Except then I go to Best Buy one night, and sitting there on the shelf is X-Men vs. Street Fighter. One, I didn't plan on even buying. I was like, I'm not going to get it. I've already got Marvel Superheroes. I don't need this too. Seeing it on the shelf, seeing Marvel vs. Capcom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, the Wi-Fi option, I bought it. Didn't even tell my wife. I just bought it, brought it home, and she was pretty decent about it. Even though I had told her I was just getting Golden Axe and Miss Pac-Man, I still bought X-Men vs. Street Fighter. She was pretty decent about it. Christmas came and went. I didn't get anything else. I didn't get anything else for a while then after that, because really we were in a bit of a, you know, delay period. We were waiting on pinballs. Nothing else was happening until pinballs came out. So I didn't buy anything, but I was constantly looking at Outrun, seeing when that would become available, looking at Frogger. The brick was here now, so I could get Frogger too. And I was trying to stop myself from picking anything else up, and I did. I made it all the way to pinball, and I had my Attack from Mars pinball ordered. And, you know, we're here in Canada, and I talked about it. It would have been fine if we had the same availability that you guys had in the US, where it was really hard to get them. But it wasn't. It was so easy. Like, literally, I didn't have to have any pre-order. I could just go on Walmart's site and order one. So I did. I ordered the Marvel pinball, too. And then 2 pinballs showed up. My wife was super not happy, but she was decent about it. I had 2 pinballs. And then, because I bought the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, I was like, you know, I could sell my PlayStation 4 Pro and my Xbox One X and use that money to buy Star Wars pinball, which I did. So now all of a sudden, I have 3 pinballs and a room full of arcades. And, like, at that point, I even had to... So if Michael B. can afford all these cabinets with the wife being a family law attorney, what do we just learn? Yes, kids, divorce is expensive. Don't piss off your spouse with too many cabinets. So I bought so much stuff that I actually, you know, we did the line of videos. I talked about my room's running out of spaces, all that stuff. And I actually took my Legends Ultimate and my arcade up into my office. There's other reasons, but it's also to make space too. So I was like, that's it. I'm done. Then the Legacy cabs were announced, and the Legacy cabs were coming out. So I looked at it this way. I was stressed out about the room I had. I couldn't buy any more cabinets. So I looked at my wife and I was like, I'm going to get more cabinets. I'm getting the Midway Legacy and the Capcom Legacy. But I explained to her, I said, but honey, I am also selling 5 cabinets. And that's how I justified that. She was okay with it. She was like, okay, well, you know, you're selling cabinets, you're getting other ones. Fine. So I did that. Then I decided I was going to sell my Pac-Man 40th and get Pac-Man. She was totally cool with that. Everything was totally fine. And, you know, we had been talking. Like, I'm not getting any younger. I'm 40. We have 1 kid. We're looking at possibly having another one. So my wife is saying, you know what? You've spent a lot of money on video games this past year. And I have. I totally have, because I've been saving more money, Plus, I quit smoking, so I had more expendable income. And instead of doing smart things with that, I've just done fun things, which I consider to be smart things. So we talked, and I said, okay, here's the thing. I will just take a break now, and I won't buy anything else. I'm going to wait. I want to wait till X-Men comes out. That's the next one for me, maybe Killer Instinct. And that's kind of what I told her. Now, I just told her what I thought, but she took it as, and that was a plan we had made together, and maybe I misunderstood it, and, it is what it is. So, anyways, that was that, but we started doing these shows, and you guys know, I'm constantly looking at the stuff, and I'm looking at the opportunity to pick it up, and it would be so cool that I'm telling myself not to get it, but it is fun. So, before I do anything else, Jason, Third Floor Arcade is here. Everybody, just take a minute and say congratulations to Jason. He got engaged. He put a video out earlier, and him and his partner, we're no longer going to have Jason and his girlfriend and the high score challenges. It's actually Jason and his fiance. So congratulations, Jason. Just watch the video. Is buying Pong 100% confirmed? Yeah, I smoked from age 16, pretty much, until age 39, and we quit last year because of our daughter, and we want to be there with her as long as possible, so we're trying. Anyways, that was it. That was the break. And then I'm on the show, and I'm talking about the Outrun cab. I really want to Outrun. I'm afraid that I'm going to miss out. I'm afraid I'm going to have FOMO on Outrun. It's a driving cab. I know I'm going to have OCD because of the height and all that stuff. Yeah, no sweat. You're welcome, Jason. Congratulations again. Financing. I can't believe you don't have Big Buck Hunter. Almost, Mark. I almost bought Big Buck Hunter because I knew the price was going up by $50, and there was one here in public, and I stopped myself. The only way I stopped myself was I went over to a friend of mine's that I was actually selling some of my cabinets to, Mike Dalton, and he had a Big Buck Hunter there, and I saw it, and it's really, 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 really cool. And anybody who likes it, I'm not taking away from it. It does seem a little bit small. Like, there was something about it that just didn't feel right to me. I went back. They have one set up at the Brick here now. Tried it out there, and you know what? Big Buck is great, but it's not my cup of tea. I would have made it a little bit higher, and I would have tried to have a big deal. Everybody is married now, guys. Give Zohar some love too. Everybody give Zohar some love too. He deserves it. So, anyways, let's get off that. So, I was talking about how the Brick had Frogger there, and it was supposed to be on clearance, but I went in and it wasn't on clearance. Actually, someone from the Brick saw that, realized that it should be on clearance, and anyways, I found out it was going on clearance. I went there the day it was. I asked the guy to check the price, and it went from $5.98 down to $4.98. So I was like, well, I'm all in. I've been saying it for a while. Like, if you go back, I did a video with P-Dubs and Glenn's Retro Show. So the two birthday boys. Also, guys, if you haven't yet, it is P-Dubs and Glenn's Retro Show's birthday today, believe it or not. So everybody go wish them happy birthday, too, when you get a chance. Also, it is also Detroit Love's daughter's birthday today, too. A lot of birthdays. So everybody go tell Detroit Love happy birthday to his daughter. So I went there and they checked the price, and $4.98 for Frogger. So I got Frogger. I did the show with Glenn and P-Dubs, and I talked about it. I really, really, really... Where's Scarlett? I know, Scarlett needs to be on every video, right? Back in the day, gamer? So, yeah, I got Frogger, and I'm really happy with it. I talked about it in that video. I said, everybody give Frogger a chance. Listen, guys, thing is, this was out of Arcade 1-Up's hands. I'm going to review it, so I'll leave it for that. But anyways, I got Frogger, and I got to say, I'm really happy with it. I actually saw Jason, Third Floor Arcade. He did the video. He got Frogger when it first came out. He got one with the stool, the light-up deck, and, just watching him play, especially Time Pilot, really got me eager to go get Frogger, and there we are. So I bought Frogger. But while I was there, I also noticed they had a Golden Tee cab, and the Golden Tee display model was marked full price, like $5.98. I asked him, I said, can you just check the price on that golden tee there as well? And that was also on clearance. So I came home, and my wife was furious, because not that I just buy one, which she wasn't happy about. I also bought golden tee, so I bought 2 more. So, you know what? I had a rough couple days after buying those, but, we worked it out, and we had the same conversation then again about our money, finances, and I said, I'm not buying anything else. And that was 100% the plan. I told myself, I'm not buying Outrun. X-Men is the next cab I'm buying. That's it. Fast forward to this weekend. I'm out at Walmart with my wife. Remember my friend Mike Dalton I mentioned earlier? Well, I had sold Mike some of my cabs back when I was clearing out, getting ready for the legacy cabs. Mike had bought some of my cabs. We became friends. I went down to his place. So Mike had wrote me Saturday to tell me that he was actually in the process of selling his Outrun cabinet. And I was like, oh, I wish you would have told me how much he was selling it for. And he said, $550. And I mean, that's a good deal for Outrun. I've always said it, the thing that's stopping me from buying Outrun is the fact that it kills me that I have to pay full price and then modify it to get a stand-up Outrun, because we don't have the stand-up here. So, yeah, Dylan, we're going to get there. So, anyways, $550. So I knew it was in good condition. I knew he took care of it. And, I wrote him and I was like, you know what, man, $550. I wish you would have told me. I totally would have got it. Because I knew my niece and nephew would love it. They've been asking me to get that specific arcade. I knew my daughter would love it. I just told my wife that I wouldn't get any more. But it was a do or die situation. He had already had somebody lined up to come to the house to look at it. So I said, listen, man, I'll get it. And then I told my wife, and I could just see right away she was furious at me. And totally my fault. I got panicked about the availability of this Outrun at a sale price, because $550 to you guys sounds probably like a lot, but you gotta remember this is Canadian. Here in Canada, it's currently $749 plus tax, which would put it close to like $850, $900. So $550 is like, that's a really good deal for Outrun. So I got to add Outrun and get it at a discount. So Nintendo made the pedals from the leftover Labo parts. I don't know if Jamie Lilkin's telling me the truth or not, but that's pretty cool if that's true. Also, it was done by Code Mystics, and John D. actually told me when this cab originally came out that M2, so the same company that made the Genesis Mini, the last Genesis Mini, and did the Genesis ports for Sega, and also did the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, they actually worked on the cabinet as well. So Code Mystics and M2, so very, very cool. Anyways, this opportunity came up to get Outrun. I bought it, and here we are. Apparently, that was the final straw. My wife said, come on, man. And she's right. I got to take a little bit of a break from buying stuff now. And it's good timing, too, because my arcade is, yet again, full. So I sold 5 cabinets, got legacy cabs to fill it up, had some empty space in my arcade for all of 2 weeks. And now I'm even fuller than before. Outrun with force feedback would have been cool, but I have to tell you, I got the Outrun home, I put it down, and it looks so crazy. Like, compared to all the other arcades, it's so small, it looks so out of place, and like that's all I can think about when I'm standing up walking around it. But the minute I sit down on that bench, which I thought would be super uncomfortable, the minute I sat down on that bench and started driving, started playing Outrun, Turbo Outrun, I got really far in. Yeah, I love it. Outrun is a great cabinet. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it sucks that the actual sit down isn't more comfortable, but it's really super enjoyable. And like, my wife is still mad at me, but I'm trying to win her over. I even took a video, 550 Canadian equals 448 US dollars. No, 550 Canadian shouldn't be 448 US dollars, Jeff Rainwater, unless the Canadian dollar has gone up in price recently. Ooh, yeah, ice cold. Also, I meant to get this earlier, but what I've been sending everybody talks to me about how much trouble I'm in because I bought the arcades. They're like, so is your wife mad at me? Mad at you? I keep sending them the picture of the gif of Kirk Van Houten saying, I sleep in a racing car bed. Oh yeah, well Adam, that's coming too. My wife knows about that. That's the other reason. Like that's the other reason she's mad at me. I have 3 pinballs, which she kept saying every time, like because I had Attack from Mars coming, and I also had Legends Pinball. She knew about those too. Then I was getting Marble, and she was like, "Let me get this straight. You have 3 pinballs now." So then when I added Star Wars, wow! Happy birthday, P-Dubs! 8-Bit Final, how's it going? Yeah, I love Outrun. Like, for the guys in the US that are lucky enough to be able to get the stand-up, dope. That's the version I wish I could get. I wish I could have got the stand-up. But at the same time, sitting down playing it, it feels good. It feels fun. I've been enjoying that. And I want to show you this. I took this video on my phone. I should have known how it would show up here today. But I took this video on my phone to show my wife to try to ease her over. My daughter came down and tried the Outrun cabinet today. And just watch this, guys, for a second. It's going to be sideways because I couldn't figure out. I did this last minute to get this for you. It's going to be sideways, but look how much fun she had. Oh, no. No. Like, seriously, wouldn't that melt your heart? I was hoping that it'd get me some brownie points back with my wife, but to no avail. But, you know, I've just got to be cool for a little bit of time. I'm just going to be cool for the next little while. And, you know, the good thing is I've pretty much bought every single arcade one-up cabinet there has ever been, including the ones I've sold. I now have bought 20 arcades and 3 pinballs. So, yeah. So, you know, I just, no matter what comes up, I don't care if someone comes up with $150 Space Invaders. I just, I just have to say no for the next little while. My plan right now is no Pong Pub Table, no Tempest, but, you know, that's the good thing. That's an evergreen cabinet, so if I don't get it right away, it'll be available down the line, so I'm going to hold off on that. Hello, AJM from Venezuela. How's it going? I've got my At Games pinball table coming. The good thing about that is I'm really excited about that. My At Games pinball table is going to come up here in my office. That's where that's going to be, so that's not going to impact my arcade. The reason why is obviously I want it close to my gaming PC. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that. On top of everything else, I bought a new gaming PC for editing YouTube videos and doing live streaming like I'm doing right now. So that was another expense this past year. No wonder my wife is so mad at me. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna stick by my example, prove it to my wife, and I'm just not going to buy anything else. Yes, Al, that's what I'm worried about. Divorce is not my future. Like, I have the best wife in the world. I'll sell you my Space Invaders for $150. Like, oh, P-Dubs, I have to know, did you sell your Attack from Mars after? And thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Anyone not like Frogger? I love Frogger. I really, really like my Frogger. Late low until X-Men and Killer Instinct. Yep, that's what my plan is right now. I actually don't know if I'm going to get Killer Instinct. I might, but I don't have as much nostalgia as everybody else for Killer Instinct. But I'm pretty sure once other people get it and say we could go online and play, I'll get it. And I'm going to plan for that too, because I'm out of room again. Now, I bought Golden Tee, but I've also got a buddy that is a huge Golden Tee fan, and I was like, worst case scenario, it's going to be easy to sell Golden Tee, but I've kind of fallen in love with Golden Tee. Same with Outrun. I'll be able to sell it, especially where I bought it at a discounted price. I kind of love Outrun now, too, so it's going to be tough, and I think what I'm going to do is I've got another room downstairs, which I'm going to use as kind of like an overflow room if I got to. But right now, my plan is nothing else. Nothing else till X-Men comes out, and I'm going to do what I can to, stick by what I told my wife. Because I don't want to make her unhappy again, because she literally is the absolute best and nothing makes me sadder than making my wife unhappy. Of course you're getting, who are you kidding? No, I'm not. I'm serious, guys. I've got a full arcade right now, and I also need to take a break because I'm buying so much stuff. I don't really have enough time to enjoy it. Like, I had 6 arcades in like 4 weeks, and of course some of that was the legacy one, so I had a lot of experience with them. But I want to take my time and learn how to be really good at them. Like, I just the other day finally beat the top score in Frogger, and yes, Overflow Room. Never say never. We don't know. Arcade 1-Up might come up with something surprise, and then I've got to figure something out. Will be cool to see the top of the screen cut off by the marquee. I'm hoping not. We'll talk about that very soon. But yeah, so guys, I'm just going to keep it chill right now. I got a lot of time to catch up. I got a lot of things to make reviews on. I got a Midway Legacy cabinet that I started working on. I got to show you this, guys. Starting this Friday, we're playing Game Genie Squares on Super Game Room Dudes. Mike will crack and buy more cabinets. Who wants it? Yeah, it's like, what is it, the baby contest where they take the date of when I'm going to get my next arcade 1-Up. But I wanted to show you this, guys. Today, I got this. Someone was mentioning to me, they were like, don't feel so bad about the arcade stuff. I bought an Oculus Quest this past week, and my wife almost threw me out of the house for that. But thankfully, I got her addicted to Beat Saber. So that was the only thing that saved me. But I actually received this the same way Cool Toy did. I actually got reached out through a company, and they were looking for people to do videos on Oculus Quest, which, of course, I'm interested in. Really interested in. And Star Wars Pinball VR, which is a natural fit for me. I love FX3 pinball. I love Star Wars pinball. You guys know that. So, yeah, that was a no-brainer. So I got my Oculus Quest 2 today, and I got a lot of work cut out because I'm getting my video stuff all together for them the next couple days. So I've pushed everything aside to get my Oculus Quest stuff done. And I played this earlier, and this was nuts. But it was for review. That was the only thing that saved me. Trust me, I would be so dead. So dead. Oh, can you imagine? I have 11 of them, getting number 12 this Tuesday. Michael's been bought by Oculus. I'm part owned by Oculus. Part owned. They have stock. Oh man, I started playing this earlier. You guys have no idea how cool it is. Like, I don't have the picture up. I wish I could show you. I have an Oculus. Friend me, Scarphead. Scarphead, I will look for you after this. I sent out a bunch of Oculus requests because what happens is I signed in through my Facebook. So everybody I was Facebook friends with that also has an Oculus set up through Facebook. Zohar. Yes, Zohar. I actually added you on my Oculus Quest 2 earlier as a friend. Michael Burry. You can find me there, brother. I tried to add you. Or I might be Michael B. Game Genie. Anyways, my Oculus Quest 2... I played pinball, and I played real pinball this past week. My friend Mike Dalton, I bought the Outrun cabinet off. He has the, you guys know the Revenge from Mars cabinet, that unique cabinet that Williams did, one of their last pinball cabinets. Well, the actual last was Star Wars Episode 1, so he has that one, but he also has a old school Williams Tri-Zone. So I was playing real pinball at his house last couple times I've been there. I played the Star Wars Episode 1, which is super cool, but the Williams Tri-Zone, which is an older Williams arcade pinball, is so good. Earlier, my headset didn't have much charge, but I started playing Star Wars Pinball VR, and I mean, these are new. Can you please get Richie's Plank Experiment? Okay, Zohar, I will look for it after this, I promise you. Ryan Garber, I have like 1 subscriber, I am going places. Well, Ryan, I'm going to find you after this, and you're going to have 2 subscribers, buddy. How would you sell one if you wanted to get rid of one? Are you talking about an arcade 1-Up cabinet, one and only? Mike Dalton sounds like your dealer. Oh, whoa, no. Mike was helping me out. He was buying cabinets off me at one point. Real pinball, yeah. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is I played this real pinball table, and you guys know in my review of the Star Wars Arcade 1-Up pinball table, I said it's very video gamey, and it had more of a video game feel than a pinball feel to it. Anyways, I was playing, Empire Strikes Back, which is my favorite Star Wars pinball table, and I got to play the new Mandalorian table. And the crazy thing is, in VR, this is a video game pinball. This is not a pinball table pinball. This is video game pinball. And I started playing it, and man, I don't know if it's the effect. It felt just like playing the Williams Tri-Zone last night. It feels like real pinball. Like, what an experience! Pinball in VR is like the dopest thing in the world. And if anybody can tell me if there's more VR pinball out there that I can play on Oculus, tell me how to find it, because that was the coolest stuff in the entire world. This Star Wars Pinball VR, if you like Pinball FX3 Star Wars, oh man, you gotta get an Oculus Quest. This is crazy. Frogger back at Walmart online for $3.99. If you like Frogger, Sling Spade, I don't know if you're still here in the chat, we're trying to set up a Frogger group. Yeah, I could do that, Coin Worker. Okay, so One and Only asked me how I would sell, I guess, an arcade 1-up if I was looking to possibly sell it. What I did was, it's tough because, oh my God, Oscar, for your E3 Arcade 1-up announcement fund, enjoy your... Oscar, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, brother. Thank you for the big super chat. I really appreciate that. Yeah, E3 is going to be tough. We are going to do, okay, just let me remind me of that, Oscar. I'll come back to that. I just wanted to respond to One and Only. So it was kind of tough because we're in the middle of COVID right now. So what I did was I put them up on the Facebook Marketplaces groups, and basically I took, people that were interested. They wrote me, and no one, except for one guy, was willing to pay like what I asked. And what I asked, I thought was somewhat reasonable. I mean, I'm not going to try to get full price, obviously, but, I tried to ask for about, 70% is what I was asking for. I mean, that might seem like too much, but like some of these cabinets, like Street Fighter, I mean, geez Louise, I know it's Street Fighter, but you can't buy it anymore. Plus, I got the Arcade 1-up marquee shipped in to me, plus I bought a riser, and I paid $180 Canadian for that riser, let's not forget. So anyways, I sold Street Fighter actually full price, but everybody else was trying to get like, the minute it goes up, they're like, oh, how much you want? And I'm like, well, I'm asking 500, but I'm willing to take offers because, you're reasonable. And then they come back with, I'll give you 200. So anyways, what I did was after somebody would, Mango Slice, there you go. Which Oculus best for VR pinball? I can't say Mango what it is. I got the Oculus Quest 2, and so far, So, so what I was doing was, if anybody was interested, my wife is really paranoid with COVID and everything right now, and honestly, I don't want people coming to my house and knowing where I live, so what I would do is, if anybody was interested, I'd say, listen, I will come and bring the cabinet to you so you can take a look at it and see if you're interested. And that's kind of what I did, and luckily, Mike Dalton, who I talked about, turned out to be a huge Arcade 1-up collector. He ended up buying 80% of my cabinets off me, and of course, because he was a good guy, and I was happy to give him deals on what I was offering. All right, for your E3 Arcade 1-up announcement fund, enjoy your content. Oscar again. So I've been very open about this. Like, someone sent me a spoiler for what's potentially going to be Arcade 1-up's lineup, but again, nothing's confirmed. Like, I don't know for sure. So 100%, we will do a chill and chat where we'll talk about E3 predictions. But I got to be very careful because, I don't want to talk about anything in that. And I'm only going to talk about what I thought before and what I think it could be. And, I'm not going to say anything negative, but I don't know how people do like these shows where they guess when they know. Like, if you know, you know. I don't know how you do a show. Like, it would feel weird. But mainly, the idea of me doing E3 guest show is I'll give what I thought before I got the spoiler, which is not confirmed. And I mainly want to hear what you guys think. What you think they're going to come out with at E3, or mainly what you would want. I saw someone down there say Star Wars Trilogy. I think we're still a little ways away from Star Wars Trilogy and them having the technology to do that. But that's definitely something I think they should do in the future. I don't think we'll get it just yet. How many arcade cabinets do I have? JWI loves KNC. I have 15 arcade 1-ups. I have 3 arcade 1-up pinballs. I have the AtGames Legends Ultimate, the II Arcade, and the AtGames Legends Gamer Pro, if you want to call that a... No, I don't have an NDA for that stuff, Kevgret, but no. I would love Robotron. You guys all know that. I'm the biggest proponent. I have 3 ways already to play X-Men vs. Street Fighter, or I would get that one too. Thank you so much, Holdfast. Thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Sling Spade, I can tell you. So, yeah, guys, that's my story. 20 cabs with Legends Pinball on the way. Yes, I do have Legends Pinball on the way, too. And I do plan on also getting the Toy Shock when that comes to Canada. That's another thing. I forgot and just got back to this. Loving the Outrun cab. Yes, actually, I'm really loving it. Sent a trailer. Family will love it. Watch later. Yes, Zohar. Zohar, thank you so much for the super chat. Another thing I did, the first thing I did while I was waiting for my Star Wars Pinball VR to download, is I went into the Oculus and I tried, roller coaster. And anyways, it was this computer-generated roller coaster. I was hoping it'd be like real roller coaster footage taken that you can watch in VR. Someone tell me if there's some way to do that. I saw like YouTube VR and like Netflix VR when I went into Oculus. So is there YouTube VR videos of roller coasters? Because that is something I would totally be down for. Pac-Man. We're definitely going to get more Pac-Man. 50 minutes about wife issues, but nothing on the lineup got sent to him. Oh, Kevgret, I can't. I need Berserk and Star Castle. I do have them. Oh, that's the other thing. What's your favorite game on the Outrun cab? Honestly, I'm not buying the well-played pinball, Jamie Luke. I don't even think it's available here in Canada. Another thing I never got around to buying was the Neo Geo MVSX cabinet. Scarpad's Comic Takes. I just got my Legends pinball. It is so good. I know. I don't know. I'm 41. Too old for roller coasters. I'm scared to death of roller coasters, though. I've never been really on a real roller coaster. I think I bite it. Well, that's not true. I went to Disney, if you can call some of the ones at Disney World real roller coasters, and I've also been on some of the ones at in Florida, Universal Studios. I've been some of the ones there. Okay, so on the Outrun cabinet, I like regular Outrun. I'm terrible at it, but I really like it. I can't get past the second stage yet. It's hard, man. I don't understand it. I'm not crashing, but I still don't have enough time to get to the first checkpoint half the time. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, so I just got to get better. Turbo Outrun, I can get the farthest in because it's a little bit cheap where it lets you continue after the checkpoints if you put your quarter in. So Turbo Outrun is the one that's got a lot of play. I really like Outrunners. Power Drift, I find really strange. It's got a weird control mechanism, so I don't know what to say about Power Drift. And the guy who sold me it, Mike, didn't have the update done, so I did the update yesterday, and I added Rad Rally. And Rad Rally is that first-person perspective, and that's an interesting one, too. What's up, Mike B? Did you ever purchase any cocktail cabs? VC says, no, I haven't yet. I almost did. I had my eye on getting Pac-Man Black Series because it was available here in Canada from Costco for $5.49, which usually here in Canada those cocktail tables were $6.99. So I was looking at Pac-Man Black. I was going back and forth, and my wife was convinced my daughter would completely scratch up the top of the plexiglass because I wasn't going to keep it downstairs. I was going to have it upstairs. And she convinced me not to get it. And, we were joking about it earlier. I would love to have a Pac-Man cocktail cabinet in my kitchen. so it felt like a Pizza Hut. You finish your supper and then you're like, I'm just going to play a couple games of Pac-Man, or play Pac-Man would, I'm supposed to the V3 replacements for my version 1 Toy Shock. Once I do, it's getting sold. I can't see me. See, that's what a lot of people are saying too. But, mainly, I'm excited for the Toy Shock because I'm going to have it in multiple spaces. Like I mentioned, I'm going to have my Legends pinball up in my office. The Toy Shock is more size appropriate, maybe to go around some other cabinets. Maybe I don't know the best way to put it, but Toy Shack I'm really excited because I think I'm going to get the most use out of that one playing with my parents. My dad's a big pinball fan. I think he'll really dig that. How many games come on the MVSX? I think it's like 50. Mostly fighters. It's like 98% fighters, but 50. Yeah, same titles as the Legacy Capcom cabinet. That actually went on sale for $349, and I almost bought that. The only thing that it's the head-to-head nature of it, having like the two little back-to-back screens, just kind of weirded me out. Like I'm big proponent about like screen sizes being right. I'm actually thinking about getting a Legends Connect and making a three-way cocktail cabinet with a Legends Connect, so you could have head-to-head games on these sides, but then if you go around to the front, there's a control panel on the front if there's some way to do this, and then you could play horizontal games on the cocktail table the same way that the Legends screen works now. At Games Pinball is all you need. That's what everybody tells me. Crazy Climber cocktail would be very, very cool. I love my Toy Shock, just wish it had longer legs. Yeah, I've seen some people do leg upgrades to make it the same size as the arcade one-up, so that's another thing I would have to look into. All of us be using Novus to buff out plexi scratches. Yeah, I'm surprised, like, all those guys, like, especially Retro Ralph, didn't get some kind of lifetime supply of Novus with, they all advertised it. Yeah, I know, and the other thing about the MVSX that kind of took me away from it, like, it makes sense. It looks like the original Neo Geo cabinet. Love the Wii U headset. Ah, nice eye, Tyler. My Retro Life's here, guys. Go check out my Retro Life. The other thing about the Neo Geo, it makes sense. I would love to have it in my arcade, but I can also play all those games on my, most of those games on my Legends Ultimate stock through ArcadeNet, so that's kind of where I am. Toy Shock has gone dark lately. We're still, I haven't got confirmation in a while. I think we're still on pace for the June delivery. I mean, Toy Shock, like all the other companies, everybody's experiencing the same chip shortages, shipping delays. So I don't think that there's anything really they can say right now. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind a Toy Shock pinball, honestly. No, it's just a little pinball with the new upgrades, plays really good, and plus you get to hear Pinball Wizard all the time. No way, you bought your cocktail cab from Retro Ralph. Got to see his famous storage unit. Nice! I wonder, does he still have that? Yeah, I would encourage you to sell those Arcade 1-Up pinballs for Legends, my friend. I tried running Zen via Steam through the Game Changer. I like my Arcade 1-Up pinball tables. I like the look of them. I like playing them. We'll see. Maybe I'll get the Legends pinball and be like, oh my god, why do I need all this? Will you buy the X-Men cab? 100%. I love X-Men. Through nefarious means, I was playing X-Men on my Legends Ultimate just the other night. Love it, love it, love it. And we'll earn points back from the wife. Thoughts on the Intellivision Amiga? I'm editing a video about it right now. Have you looked into it? Intellivision Amiga. Intellivision Amiga. Is that the one Tommy Tellerico is involved with, Jeff? Is the Atari pub table coming to Canada? I've been checking in with local brick regularly, and they know nothing about it. Get super anxious, Mike B. Stephen C., thank you so much for the super chat. I think either last video or the video before, we talked about this. I talked to one of the top people for merchandise at the Brick a little while ago, and they told me that it was supposed to be up on the website 2 weeks ago. I'm not 100% sure what the delay is, but yes, we're 100% getting the Pong Pub table. I just haven't got any feedback about when the ad is going up. It was supposed to go up 2 weeks ago. I'll check back tomorrow and see what I can find, Steven. If they announce Simpsons Cab at E3, do you prefer that or X-Men 4-player? Honestly, I'm a huge Simpsons fan, but my daughter, I don't know if you guys follow me on some of those other social media channels, her favorite thing in the entire world is X-Men right now. We're going around buying the new X-Men figures, and yeah, I'm getting X-Men. I would be more interested in X-Men than Simpsons. The only thing with Simpsons, like I love the Simpsons game, and it's great, and I'm a huge Simpsons fan, but it depends on what else is on that Simpsons cabinet. Like, I'm a little late on room, so we'll see. Mike, if your wife divorces you, we can work something out for tax breaks, and I'll support your habit. Hey, there we go. Miko looks awesome. Yeah, I listen. I'm a big Tommy Tallarico fan, so we'll see. Stern on contact from the brick confirmed. Yes, keep the faith. Excellent, Carl. Stern on Legends pinball would be crazy. Yeah, we got a price point on that Pong pub table too here in Canada. Stephen C. If I haven't told you before, it's $7.99. That's what it's going to be selling for. X-Men over the Simpsons, definitely. You can get the Simpsons on the MVSX or play it on the At Games Legends Ultimate. You know, you always do that stuff. So anyway, if you only buy one-ups that come out with unique controls. See, this is why I wanted to get Golden Tee. This is why I wanted to get Outrun, because it's a different experience. Knights of the Round and King of Dragons, unfortunately, Bones is Capcom, so that'd be tough to get those on there. There's a bunch they could do. Sunset Riders, I think they might be saving for its own cabinet, maybe. But I would love to see Sunset Riders on there. I'm a huge Sunset Riders fan. I was looking into some of the other less... there's one called Violent Storm, which would be a good fit if you wanted to do a beat-em-up. But, you know, there's a bunch. Konami has a ton of good beat-em-ups they could throw on there. But Retro Ralph and Justin, who, you know, they're a little bit connected with Arcade 1-Up, they said that, you know, it's going to be Simpsons based. So my eyebrows are crazy. And also, since we've been in quarantine, my wife's been cutting my hair, and I need a haircut again soon. Last time she got, I bought a new razor, and she got a little close on one side, so I'm waiting for it to grow out a little bit. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs is another incredible one. That is also a Capcom game, I do believe. Any info on the Legends Mini Cabinet, Scarpad? September is the new updated date for the release on the Legends Mini Cabinet, from what I understand. Have you done any customization? No, like I talked about in my review of the Legends Ultimate, I think it looks great the way it is. I have no issue there. The only... Sling Spade G.I. Joe. My God, G.I. Joe. If G.I. Joe was on the cabinet, like, that'd be... I wouldn't care what else was on it. That'd be an immediate buy for me. G.I. Joe... There was 3 arcade games. I swore, if I ever got into buying real arcades, or if I could ever have arcade cabinets, and they were TMNT, which I got, luckily through Arcade 1-Up, WrestleFest, which, you know, due to... Moo Mesa. Wild West Cowboys and Moo Mesa. But it was TMNT, WrestleFest, and G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe. What's the next big Arcade 1-Up cab that you believe coming next? I think I talked about this before. I think the next big one is Simpsons. We all kind of know what's coming out. I was surprised. I thought Simpsons was going to be the big CES announcement. And then when they hit me with X-Men, I was blown away. Shocked. Raymond Reed play G.I. Joe all the time on the ALU. I love it. Other people told me boring. I'm like, what? You don't like Space Harrier? It's got that Space Harrier type action. I love G.I. Joe. Love it. G.I. Joe would have to be in its own cabinet. I would prefer if it was in its own cabinet, but I don't think we're going to get that. I would love it. Arcade 1-Up, please. Yeah, I think obviously Simpsons. Yeah, I added Rad Rally. Rad Rally is cool. It's got that first-person perspective, but still, I'm weird. I buy the cabinets mainly for the main games, so I'm really stuck on Outrun, Turbo Outrun, and Outrunner. So those are the games I like the most. Third Floor Arcade, your video. Stephen C says your video on the Pong table got me salivating like Pavlov's dog for it. I would buy a G.I. Joe cab just to get there at work. I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan. I've got tons of G.I. Joe toys. I love G.I. Joe. It was my thing growing up. I've got comics, everything. I would have to buy it. We need an Afterburner Space Hero cab. Absolutely. Is this live? EJ420. This is live. We're live, pal. I can see a Mega Man release in the future. Mega Man did have some arcade games. What were they? The Power Battles, I think, were arcade games. I love Mega Man. Like, Mega Man 2 was my favorite Nintendo game of all time. But I don't know if I'm always weird about that. Like, the idea of taking console games and putting them on arcades, or, like, I know some people have done Castlevania arcade collections, and that's cool. I don't know if that's a thing for me. Arcade is expensive, but it's also so very good. I've got one back there. I was lucky enough to get mine as a review copy, and I've really been enjoying it. Like, I talked about this in my review. I'm going to talk about it now. I'm shocked at how much I like the games I didn't think I like. I was looking at this and I was like, oh man, this has Space Harrier. This has what's the Shinobi game? It's Shinobi, but it's not Shinobi. Oh, the second one. Oh, I can't remember the name of it anymore. But, I thought I was going to play all these classic games on it. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if it's a Japan-only arcade, but Haunted Castle is a arcade Castlevania game. But, on the arcade, I thought I was going to play all these other arcade classic games, and I didn't understand the first-person shooters, the modern games, but that's what I play on it. That's what I like playing the most. I'm currently playing through Mega Man 2 again, and I keep restarting because of the frustration. Oh, Ryan, that's the easiest one, man. Shadow Dancer, there you go. Thank you so much, Dan Z. Is there no track mode on the IR arcade? No. Like, if you go in, there's a track mode on the games. I usually put on Dragon's Lair, Dragon's Lair 2, or Space Ace. That's kind of what runs through on my IR arcade. IR arcade is, Brad O'Connell said it right, it's premium. I want Spider-Man the arcade game, Super Puzzle Fighter, Avengers arcade game. We are getting Captain America and the Avengers on the X-Men cabinet, and I love that. I'm a huge fan of that game too. So, good job. They got Gmode, Data East, and Konami to work together, plus Marvel to do all that. Ninja Gaiden Arcade, is a really cool game, but, I do not like it. Arcade is modern game only for me. Same with me, Conti. Same with me. But the old games play really well. I got R-Type there the other day, and R-Type plays great on this. That's the other thing I really like. I really like shooters on the Arcade as well. When is Arcade coming to Canada? Right now, Arcade is having issues with, and it's not issues they can't overlook, but the problem is, say I wanted to buy an Arcade stock right now, so they could send one to me, but then when they get it, I have to pay additional taxes plus crazy shipping. So that $7.99 US would end up, you can tack on another $300 for shipping and duty fees for that. So really the reason why Arcade is not selling to Canada right now is because they're trying to stop us from overpaying, and they're looking for different options. So we're going to see what we can do and try to figure out a way to help Arcade get better, not better because that's not the right term, but get maybe a partner here in Canada that can maybe help them get the cabs in to lower the price for us. They're basically not selling to us for our own benefit. Yeah, the modern retro style games are incredible, like Dead Cells, Sydney Hunter. I have back there now too. That's really good. Yeah, I suck at R-Type, but I loved it on the TurboGrafx 16, Super R-Type on the Super Nintendo. The TurboGrafx 16 version is the best home version of it to play, but man, it's tough. Yeah, and No Light Up Marquee was odd choice, but obviously it was a design consideration to put those awesome speakers in there. R-Type Final 2 is out now. Pretty good. Tetris pulls at the heartstrings, but couldn't bring myself to pull the trigger on it. I want one and would definitely pre-order, especially Dragon's Lair. I don't know shiznit about modding. I'm stupid, but I just ordered the octagonal gates from my arcade one up. Wish me luck. Not now, when I'm sober. Okay, EJ. Honestly, anybody can do that, do the gate switch out. I did it from my Mortal Kombat. Really easy to do. Did you ever get Big Buck Hunter? Have you seen any third-party light-up marquees yet? The only Jolly Green says R-Type is great. I can't remember. Did you ever get Big Buck Hunter? I didn't get Big Buck Hunter. The only light-up marquee I saw was, I think it was Gamer Mom 77. She actually went out and got a real Big Buck Hunter marquee, and then they modded their cabinet to make it a little bit bigger. That's the only time I've seen a light-up marquee. I don't know. I thought Angel was working on a light-up marquee mod for Big Buck Hunter, but I can't remember. Tetris, I want to call those cat. Well, guys, thank you so much for hearing me. I'm going to sub. You're humble. Thank you so much, EJ. I appreciate that. How often do you game on your Series X and PS5 compared to your cabs? I told P-Dubs and Nostalgia that they were going to get dusty, and they do. I go through spurts. So, like, when I got my PS5 that first weekend, I had Spider-Man Miles Morales, and I was so excited to play through that. I did nothing else. I didn't make videos that weekend. I basically just played that for 2 to 3 days straight. And when I finished, I was like, awesome. Now what else do I play? So, I didn't really get into Astro's Playroom. I heard it's great. I got to go back and do that. Ryan, we're going to come back to that. Just 1 second. Something thoughtful for her on Mother's Day. Oh, I always do thoughtful things for my wife. This past weekend, I bought my wife a puzzle. I bought her Pokemon, new Pokemon Snap. And she was like, I won't even like this. And she's been playing it nonstop. I also, I'm constantly just doing like small things. Like every time I go get my pills, it's next to Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. I always pick her up like chocolate apples. My wife's a saint, but I'm a pretty good dude to her too. I think anyways. Ness Addict, have a good night, brother. Broken record alert. I'm getting a Dragon's Lair and it has stupid cell phone thing. It's not necessarily a cell phone thing. What they talked about was it's bring your own screen. I think I'm waiting to see what happens on that. I think they're going to go back to the drawing board on that one. I don't think that was a bad solution, but I think we'll just get a more expensive cab. Take care, Mike B. Night all. Thanks for the chill and chat. Yeah, I think everybody's giving me the hook there now. Thank you so much, guys, for hearing me out, telling my story about how I got in a lot of trouble, about how I'm really addicted to these, and I need to just enjoy what I have for a little while and take a break. Of course, I'm still going to be covering all this news. I'm still going to be talking about it. This isn't over. It's just, I'm going to just take a little bit of a break. I'm buying stuff. Buying a cab, tell her it's for the community. Provides us great entertainment. Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me again tonight. It's always fun Mondays. Chilling and chatting with you. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I don't think I'm going to be in trouble too much longer. Thanks for taking care of me. And we'll see you guys next time.